For Monday night's live Facebook record sale. This also begins the week of Black Friday sales, which I've got a couple things up my sleeve for tonight. Nothing advertised. We're going to do the big advertised sale Friday night, but throughout the show, you know, we always have stuff on sale, but I think y'all know the drill. Usually the big deals are on new vinyl when we discount that, so I've got a couple things I'll try my best to slip in when I can. Let me get this shared anywhere I can. Let me go to pages. Where's our live feed at? Let me switch over to my profile. Carlene, Mike, Chris, Greg. Man, Craig wasn't the first comment. I'm getting worried. We're not off to a good start. No, that's new vinyl I can show. You can bring it right over here. The only two pre-sold is Prodigy and whatever else. There's only two. Yeah, we only had two pre-orders. Two pre-sold records. Of course, Monday usually isn't a big shipment. They did a really good job getting all of our vinyl out to us. They did a really good job getting new vinyl out this week because of shipping already goes into like high octane mode, but when Black Friday, they really get kind of other stuff out this by Friday, or this past Friday. So a lot of new vinyl came in. Let me pull up my restream. Restream track. We're not real tracks. I don't want any real estate today. No. Restream. It automatically wants to take me to some real estate website. Okay, Craig says wasn't for sure. I know. Sometimes I don't even post we're having a sale because I just assume everybody knows to hop on and start watching, but we'll see. I need to do that add everyone tag for this live. I wonder how that would work. I've never done the add everyone during a live sale. Let me see if I can do that. Can I actually do it? Yeah. I don't know how many people's going to like this, but I can do add everyone. And now everybody in the group is going to be tagged in this live sale. Let's see how that works, since it was technically unadvertised. So now, let's see if we have anybody hop on. Let me restart the stream one more time. Let's start going through new vinyl. This looks like a crate mostly from last week. I will go through it first so I can clear the table. Everything in here is new and sealed, and I will go through this stuff one more time before I start showing new vintage stuff, okay? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 10 crates of new vintage. It's going to be a heavy new vintage night tonight, okay? First record is Alice in Chains. This is a live show from Oakland, California, 1992. Looks like it's mostly tracks from their first two albums. No, their first album. Their first two albums, yeah. That is $26.99 from Facelift and Dirt. I'd like to send them on that tour, $26.99. Tanner's handed me a new Funko we got in. A very popular one, Charizard from Pokemon. That is $14.99 if you need that one or know somebody that needs that one. I've got a ton of auctions as well to start running. Guns N' Roses, Anarchy in the UK. This is a live broadcast from 1987. This is on red vinyl, and by the way, Alice in Chains is also on colored vinyl. So those are both two live shows, $26 and $39.99. And here's another live show. This is an official release. Kiss Alive 3, $44.99, 2LP Kiss Alive 3. We have a live Pearl Jam, Aladdin Las Vegas. That should be on silver vinyl. If not, it's on black, but I'm pretty sure that one's on colored vinyl as well. This is $39.99, Pearl Jam. Robert Madon wants Kiss Alive 3. By the way, I just got a note that a Kiss Unplugged is back in stock, and we're getting one copy. That may have been the only copy I had back ordered, so after the sale tonight, I'm going to try to get on there and try to get us some more Kiss Unplugged, because that's always a huge seller, and I don't have any in stock, and I think we have a waiting list. So if anybody's interested in a copy of Kiss Unplugged, they're usually about the same price because it's 2 LPs. Let me know, and we'll go ahead and get a list started for that. Wasp Galagatha, $36.99. Say that again, Seth. Seth says it's Golgotha. It's where Jesus was crucified. Thank you. I've seen that word before, just never really said it out loud, so it looks like Golgotha to me. Alice in Chains, that's the same thing, $26.99. Deftones covers, $39.99. Deftones covers, $39.99. Robert Madon wants on that Kiss Unplugged list, so does David Tate. We will start a list for that. Pussifer, Existential Wrestling, $36.99. AC/DC, live in Johnson City, 1988, $39.99. That's on red vinyl. The Rolling Stones, Let It Bleed, $34.99. AC/DC, Back in Black, that is $29.99. Twisted Sister, their Christmas album, $28.99, A Twisted Christmas. I'm going to set that over here because I'm going to try my best to get all of our Christmas records together. Jamie Butler also wants on the Kiss Unplugged wait list. This is a live Tom Petty show, My Kind of Town, Volume 1 and 2. That's a live show, $31.99 each. Well, these records don't want to stay up. So that's we've sold a bunch of those. That's the 2-piece set there, $31.99 each. Cramps, Smell of Female, $26.99. And Bad Company still running. That's a live Bad Company show from 1979. That is $36.99. Queen the Miracle is $39.99. That's a half-speed master. Wasp, live in the Raw, $46.99. Last copy of that we have. The Austin Powers Gold Member is $26.99, gold vinyl. And Lady Gaga, The Fame, $36.99. We got a lot in here. It's like the only copy we have, the last copies. Wasp, Last Command, a lot of restocks from last week, $39.99. America, Heritage 2, demos and alternate takes 71 to 76, $26.99. Metallica, Master of Puppets is $29.99. Nirvana, California Live, 1991. That's a live Nirvana on colored vinyl, $26.99. The Breakfast Club is $33.99. I have 2 of those left. There's a Wasp picture disc, I Want to Be Somebody, and Queen Self-Titled. Queen Self-Titled is $31.99. The Wasp picture disc is $34.99. The Cult Pure Singles, $36.99. Last copy. Dazed and Confused Volume 2. Splatter Vinyl, $39.99. John Cougar Mellencamp Scarecrow is $33.99. That's the new remaster Queen 2. Half-Speed Master, $33.99. Kate Bush, Hounds of Love is $31.99. I think the new Ringo is in here. It is. The new Ringo is $28.99. Aerosmith Pump, Use Your Illusion 1, and Aerosmith Permanent Vacation. Aerosmith Permanent Vacation is $36.99. Aerosmith Pump is $38.99. And then Use Your Illusion, $44.99. Kevin Jordan on Pure Cult. Sell that to Kevin Jordan and Chris Kirkley. I'm pretty sure that was it, unless there's one. Was there one of these in that putback bin over there? We may have one in the putback bin. I think I just flipped through the putback bin. Chris Kirkley, I will write down your name on that. And no, that's sold stuff. It was right there, the black crate next to Seth. It may be one in there. Should be a putback looking bin. It may not be. I may be thinking I've seen one. But Chris Kirkley, I'll put down your name. We're purging some orders. Invoices went out today. So there's a lot of people that, you know, doing the putbacks. We accidentally tagged them 2 on their invoice. Stuff like that happens. So Josh is taking stuff off people's invoices as we speak. Chris Crowley gets Queen 2. Patrick Johnson wants Aerosmith Pump. And Marco Martinez, I think he's bought from us before. Marco, have you bought from us before? He wants Wasp Last Command. So that was just kind of a, what I call a warm-up crate. We had been through those before. I just always go through them one more time before I clean out that spot there. I do have a crate of new vinyl. We will do that next. I would like to start vintage with this first crate of vintage check condition. Vintage check condition. There's some great titles in here. Marco says he's a first-time buyer. So Marco, thank you, welcome, and let me give you a couple instructions. Please make sure you message our page. We do all of our invoicing for Facebook customers through Facebook Messenger. So you'll have to send us a message with your email and mailing address, and we will get back with you on Monday. A week from today is when we'll send out invoices. It's a weekly cycle, $7 unlimited shipping. This is a good week to join us, though, because it's Black Friday week. I'm going to have new vintage arrivals every day, just like a normal sale. And then definitely Friday night, we will start our blowout sale. Probably a whole night of nothing but everything's on sale. Throughout this week, I've got new vinyl that we're overstocked on. As always, I'm going to start trying to reduce some of that. This is the week to do it. So, you know, expect some big titles, discounted, and y'all know how it works. We'll sell a big stack of them, all first come, first serve. 50 million Elvis fans can't be wrong. This is a VG Plus $14.99. Carol, I will take $30 for that. I think getting 25 is getting where I don't think that's something new we get from our distributor. Yeah, and it costs $13 to ship it. So I can do $30 plus $13 shipping on that wooden crate. And it's new, unboxed, brand new. It's our last one. Carol said sold. Okay. Kathy takes Elvis. So this is our check condition bin. So everything in here is graded. Nothing in here is technically near mint. There may be some near mint covers, but all the vinyl is check condition, so pay close attention to that. Carol said sold, so that's the $30 for the wooden crate and then $13 shipping. I have sold a lot of audio equipment this week too. I'll explain that in a little bit. Steppenwolf is a VG copy, $14.99. That's an original press with the foil cover. VG, $14.99. DeVinyl's Desperate EX. So an EX grade is pretty clean. There must be just like one or two more scuffs than usual, keeping it from like a near mint minus record. It's also a gold stamp promo. DeVinyl's, $17.99. The Rolling Stones Metamorphosis VG Plus, $24.99. The Rolling Stones Metamorphosis. Jimi Hendrix Rainbow Bridge EX on this, $32.99. See what label that is. Oh, that's a very clean record. $32.99. Jimi Hendrix Rainbow Bridge. Everly Brothers Gone, Gone, Gone. White label promo. VG Plus, $19.99. White label promo on that. John Barleycorn Must Die. Traffic. That is $17.99. EX grade on that. Waylon Jennings. Oh, Waylon. Includes the hit single Luckenbach, Texas. EX $22.99. Hype sticker. Luckenbach. Black RCA label. Rich, I see your test comment. This is The Twain Shall Meet, Eric Burdon and the Animals. VG Plus, $14.99. Eric Burdon and the Animals. VG Plus on that one. Kevin Kubina on Waylon Jennings. We have Yes, 90125. That's a nice cover. VG Plus vinyl, Owner of a Lonely Heart. $14.99. Bob Dylan, that's his self-titled first album. This is a 70s pressing. Not a first press, but it's a 70s press. VG Plus, $24.99. Bob Dylan. MC5. This is the censored version. VG copy, $49.99. Should be a Electra. This does not have the MFer in it. They censored it. Dick Dale and Summer Surf, or Dick Dale and his Dale Tones. Summer Surf is the name of the album. VG copy, $19.99. Deep Purple, Perfect Stranger. This is $24.99. About EX on the vinyl. Very clean on that. Deep Purple, Perfect Stranger. White Animals in the Last Days is VG Plus, $14.99. And the Beatles Love Songs, VG Plus, $29.99. That is a 2LP Beatles compilation with the lyric book. Pretty nice looking for VG Plus. Let me go grab our first auctions. Let me get over here where I can get to them. We got new Japanese stuff to auction. This is new Japanese stuff. And then I have stuff, I think, from the last sale that we hadn't got to either. So a lot of Japanese to auction. Probably at some point tonight we will, or some point this week, I'll have some Japanese stuff on sale. Alice Lowry takes the Dick Dale album. That's sold to Alice Lowry and Steve Botsford on the Beatles love songs. All right, so the first two auctions before I put away Charizard. Does anybody need one of those? $14.99. Somebody's got to have a niece or nephew that needs one of those for Christmas, right? Or maybe yourself. Is this Japanese? Let's see here. It is. This is Bob Marley and the Wailers, Burnin'. They say this is probably his Burnin' and Catch a Fire, they say, are his top two albums. Of course, I know this one has I Shot the Sheriff on it. It should. Yeah, the original version of that. This is a Japanese pressing, no obi. Super clean, near mint with Japanese insert. $45. So if you're watching for the first time our Japanese auctions, everything, I will let you know the grade. If I say it's a pristine copy, if you're familiar with Japanese quality vinyl, there's this, yeah, everything. Seth just said everything in here is near mint except for one. That's EX. And EX, compared to most, is going to be a beautiful copy. So that is Bob Marley, $45 start. And this is the Star Wars soundtrack. Also a $45 start. Let's see what's all in this, because I know it comes with extras. Jacket in really good shape. 2 discs, of course, near mint. And it has this Japanese insert booklet with it as well. That's also a $45 start. Star Wars soundtrack, original motion picture soundtrack. Star Wars 4, New Hope. Okay, let's keep going. Brent's in on the Bob Marley at $45. Let me get my camera. You can kind of see the two auctions back there. Bid in the comments. It happened at the World's Fair. This is a 1963 Rockaway press, which makes that OG. VG Plus $24.99. Living stereo. Happened at the World's Fair. VG Plus $24.99. King Crimson. In the Court of the Crimson King. This is a VG copy. It is a 1969 OG. That is $49.99. King Crimson in the Court of the Crimson King. It's got a little bit of a corner damage there. VG copy of that. Looks pretty clean. Looks pretty clean on that. Sell that to Kevin Kubina. Sell that to Kevin. George Buchanan Burnin' is up for auction. We got a $45 bid on that. It's going once, going twice to Brent Rabley. High bid right now is $45. The Monkees present. This is a VG Plus $39.99. We don't see that too often. The Monkees present. VG Plus $29.99. The Police, Regatta de Blanc, or Regatta de Blanc. One of the two. They had those interesting names. VG Plus on that, $19.99 on the Police. King Crimson, Starless, and Bible Black. That is a 1974 Monarch press. $19.99 also VG. Looks like someone used the cover as a coaster a couple times too. VG copy of that. I like that one. I like all of King Crimson's records, but I like that one for sure. Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell is a VG Plus $24.99. Blondie, Parallel Lines is EX $39.99. And The Best of Uriah Heep is EX $17.99. $38.99 on Pump, yeah. Final call on Bob Marley, going twice, going 3 times, $45 to Brent Rabley. And we're also looking for a $45 start on this. If it doesn't get a bid, I will end it. Really nice quality on these Japanese. Strong inking, very nice. Final call on that before I make it a buy it now. The Great Conspiracy, the Peanut Butter Conspiracy. This is a UK press, never seen that before. VG Plus $24.99. The Bobby Fuller 4. They are known for their hit song, I Fought the Law. VG, $34.99. This record is always beat the heck. This one isn't too bad. Finding a near mint one of these is a challenge. I Fought the Law and the Law 1. Jeff McMaster on the Police. Sell that to Jeff. While we're selling, let's go ahead and sell Bob Marley to Brent Rabley for $45. And Star Wars, if anybody wants that, $45 buy it now. 2 LP, Japanese insert, pristine copy. I'm going to lay that right up there. There's Bobby Fuller. Marshall Tucker Band, Carolina Dreams. That's EX $22.99. And let's see, this is Elvis Kissing Cousins. Elvis Kissing Cousins. That's a VG Plus, 1999, 1964 Indianapolis press. That's also an OG of that. 1999. There's a variant of this cover that doesn't have this photo here. And if it doesn't have that photo there, I've never found one. I've looked for them for a long time. I've had hundreds of copies of that. Never seen one of those without that. All right, I've grabbed 3 Japanese auctions, but I'll just run these first 2. We have a copy of AC/DC for those about to rock. Japanese press. Oh man, where did this come from? Really nice. Near mint with Obi. Yeah, this is a really nice copy. There's the Japanese inner sleeve. $85 start on that. AC/DC for those about to rock. Near mint Japanese press. And Miles Davis, Miles in Berlin. Miles Davis, Miles in Berlin, Japanese pressing of this with Obi and shrink wrap. That's a $45 start. Miles Davis, Miles in Berlin, $45 start on that. Joni Mitchell, The Hissing of Summer Lawns is EX $17.99, and Uriah Heep, that is their first album, VG Plus $14.99. Uriah Heep, and Roslington Collins Bands. Thank you, Josh. Roslington Collins Bands, Anytime, Anyplace, Anywhere. That's EX $22.99, and Van Halen. This is their self-titled first album, VG Plus $34.99. This one has the colored inner sleeve. The first presses of that did not. VG Plus $34.99 on that. Joe's Garage, that's Frank Zappa, Act 1. VG Plus $19.99 on that. Queen, A Night at the Opera, does have a stain down here, a little bit of wear along the top. This is VG Plus on the vinyl, $19.99. Queen, Night at the Opera. That looks pretty nice. Does have some cover damage. Kathy wants the Van Halen. We're going to sell that to Kathy. And Cheap Trick in color. That is EX $17.99. Orange Epic label. John Stevens on Frank Zappa. Let's sell that to John Stevens. Steve Miller Band, Fly Like an Eagle. VG Plus $14.99. Van Halen 2 is a VG copy, $24.99. I think this was some of the other records from that Savannah collection. We're getting to the check condition part of it, stuff that I didn't pick out that was pristine. We've got, if you're just joining us, we got 9 other crates of vintage tonight. Really amazing stuff. Atlanta collection, just fantastic. Led Zeppelin 3. This is a VG Plus $34.99. It's a 1970 Phillips press. I've never heard that before, a Phillips press. Wow, it's a 4-digit. Has the So Mote Be It and everything. Phillips press. That's a VG Plus $34.99. This record, since it accidentally just got shown, I'm probably going to auction that later. Very hard to get record. I'll show that in more detail in a second. Led Zeppelin, though, is a VG Plus $34.99. Steve Botsford wants Steve Miller Band, Fly Like an Eagle. And Journey Infinity, VG Plus $14.99. Mr. I Wear the Face. I've never seen that album before. By Mr. I usually only see that one. That's $14.99 VG Plus. I've seen that one before. Mr. Go On. That's $19.99 VG Plus. Ozzy Osbourne, Bark at the Moon. This is an EX condition, $74.99. Doesn't look too bad. Has a couple sleeve scuffs, original inner sleeve. $74.99 on that. I didn't know he was going to have that tonight. David Tate, first on Journey. Alice Lowry, You Were Second. The Rolling Stones, Time Waits for No One. I was wondering what this was because I had never seen it before when I bought it. It's a German pressing, that's why. This is called Time Waits for No One, Anthology 1971 to 1977. And VG Plus, that's a German pressing. That's a German-only release as far as I know. I don't think that was released in the States. Correct me if I'm wrong. The Beach Boys, Good Vibrations, that's a greatest hits of theirs, $14.99. And we have soundtrack recordings from the film Jimi Hendrix, VG Plus, $24.99 on that. Get your Yayas out. The Rolling Stones in concert. VG Plus $24.99. And we have the Rolling Stones black and blue. Black and blue. Rolling Stones. VG Plus $24.99. Stand and Deliver is on the Mr. Mr. LP. Thank you, Craig. Marco says he wants the Aussie. Sell that to Marco. Bark at the Moon. Brent Rabley, the Stones and Condition. VG Plus on the vinyl, $29.99. That is a German pressing, and I think either a German only or a European only release, one of the two, because I've never seen that before. And Kathy said Stones price. Brent asked the same thing. So Brent has dibs on that, and then Kathy. That's called Anthology 71 to 77. Okay. I'm going to move on from these auctions. If anybody wants Miles Davis in Berlin, it's a Japanese press in shrink wrap with Obi. That's a $45 buy it now. And this may be the deal of the night if you're on the fence about it. AC/DC Japanese press for those about to rock, also near mint, pristine. That is an $85 buy it now. $85 buy it now. I'm putting that up there with Star Wars. Brent says, I'll take it. That was the Rolling Stones here. Sell that to Brent. Any Beatles? Yes, I'm about to put up some Beatle Japanese pressings for auction. Always a popular commodity. Let's go through these titles one more time. This is our first crate of vintage. If you're just hopping on, first crate of vintage. It's all check condition stuff. And then we're going to do a crate of other. We got 9 more. We got a lot to go through. If you want any prices and grade, let me know. Steppenwolf, the Vinyls, the Rolling Stones, Jimi Hendrix, Everly Brothers, Traffic, Eric Burdon and the Animals, Yes is still available, Bob Dylan, MC5, Deep Purple, White Animals, Happened at the World's Fair, Elvis Presley soundtrack, The Monkees, King Crimson, Meatloaf, Blondie, Uriah Heep, The Great Conspiracy, that's the Peanut Butter Conspiracy, Bobby Fuller 4, I Fought the Law, Marshall Tucker, Carolina Dreams, Elvis Kissin' Cousins, Joni Mitchell, Hissing Lawns, Uriah Heep, Rosenton Collins, Queen, Night at the Opera, Cheap Trick in Color, Van Halen 2, Led Zeppelin 3, Mr. Mister, Mr. Mister, The Beach Boys, Jimi Hendrix, Rolling Stones, and the Rolling Stones. Kathy says Steppenwolf. That was this first one right here. Sell that to Kathy. Next question was Deep Purple Pricing Edition. Steve, it was EX. Really nice copy. $24.99. What colors are the Zeppelin label? They are the standard green and orange. Yeah, green and orange on that. Is there an ET on last week's invoice? Paid a week ago today. Haven't received. I'll check on that. You paid a week ago today. It should have already shipped. I'll make sure they hadn't accidentally got up. Do you usually pick up, Keith, or are you always a shipper? But I will check on that, or Josh or Doug or somebody will. But Doug came in and worked Saturday, and I think he actually came in on Sunday too. We had, in this past week, or this week we just invoiced for, we set a new record with new customers. We had more customers this past week, and I think everybody, including Josh and Doug, is glad we didn't have a show Saturday. We would have been, it would have been a huge jump from, we had more sales and more new customers this past week, mostly because of that Warrant Cherry Pie. But yeah, we set a record for most customers ever this past week. A lot of shipping to get done. So, especially after this week. Price and condition on Dylan, that's a 70s, what I call a 70s reissue. It's a VG Plus on the vinyl. It's $24.99. It has this non-feeler scuff that runs across the disc. Looks like a needle drop. $24.99. Steve Howe does want the Deep Purple. That was Perfect Strangers. Sell that to Steve Howe. Keith, I will check on that for you on your shipping. Okay, let me grab new crate of vintage stuff. So, yeah, we sold. Sales were pretty much tied for an all-time high. Sales were pretty much tied for an all-time high. And then we had let's see. We had more new customers. Hey, Doug's watching. Doug quietly watches sometimes. I know he came in Saturday, and when I got here last night or yesterday evening, their carts were full again. So, like I said, they're probably glad we didn't have a sale because we have more new customers this week than ever before, or more customers. So we're going to have a lot to ship. All right, new vintage arrivals. These are all non-check condition. So you can just assume the vinyl. You don't even have to ask me. First thing here is the sword in the stone. Unusual for a Disney record to look like this. This is a near mint minus record. Everything in here is EX plus to near mint minus. The sword in the stone, $19.99. So everything in here, and I'll let you know if there's a major problem with the cover. Sometimes I'll be like, it has a clip corner or it has a tear here or something, but we just assume all the covers are VG plus. Sell that to Kyle Morgan, Sword in the Stone. Let me get 2 new Japanese auctions rolling. I've got, it looks like the best of Sam and Dave, and let's go ahead and get some of these Beatle records rolling. The best of Sam and Dave. Wow, that's going to sound good. Soul Man, Hold On, I'm Coming. All those great songs are on here. Nice Japanese pressing. A great record to have a Japanese press of because the U.S. originals are always like beat the heck. This was a dance and party record. So great thing to have there as a Japanese press. $35 start on that. And the Beatles, A Hard Day's Night. Beatles, Hard Day's Night. Let's see here. Japanese press. This is the UK flag series. Insert original black inner sleeve and absolutely pristine. So, as most of these, we'll start this one at a $55 start. Beatles, Hard Day's Night. Technically an album, some say kind of a soundtrack to the film they had out. $55 start on that. Beatles, Hard Day's Night. And let's see. Kyle got Sword and Stone. Susie, you were second. Sam and Dave, we got 4 bidders at $35. And then we got Hard Day. Those are both pristine copies. We've got another Disney record, The Little Engine That Could. I've never seen that before. That is $24.99. Plus Casey Jones and John Henry's on there too. $24.99, The Little Engine That Could. Wow, that's nice. Willie Nelson, City of New Orleans, $14.99. Sonny and Cher Live is $12.99. Sonny and Cher Live. Yesterday and today, the Osmond Brothers. Look, it has Rocky Top. This is a white label promo, $24.99. $24.99. Wow, that's near mint. That's probably the nicest copy of that I have ever seen. Lots of people at 35 on Sam and Dave. Then the next new comment was Stacy for the Disney Little Engine That Could. Tanner, that one was $24.99. David was second. Looks like Susie was third. Charlie DeFrank was at 40 on Sam and Dave. Kyle was at 38. Kathy on Osborne. That's not Ozzy. That's the Osborne brothers. I think that's spelt different anyway. Sell that to Kathy. See if I know any of these other ones. They got a song called Ruby that's really impressive. That guy holds that note for like a half hour. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about. And then they have Smoky Mountain Air or something like that. So, YMCA and Other Disco Hits. This is a Kid Stuff record. $9.99. Kid Stuff. That is $9.99. Joni Mitchell, Ladies of the Canyon, $19.99. Boy, this looks really nice. This is we show these Joni Mitchell records, and I remind some people like these are, her catalog started in like 66. So a lot of these, if I say it's a nice Joni Mitchell record, it's like an original, like this is from 67 or 68. That's $19.99. It looks like high bid on Sam and Dave right now. Looks like we had 38 and then 47. And Brent Rabley's at 40. I think Guy Goodman's at 47. And then no bid yet on the Beatles' Hard Day's Night. A retrospective. This is Linda Ronstadt. I think this is her best compilation. Has her solo work and her early stuff with Stone Ponies. 1999. That's a near mint copy. Jeff McMaster on Joni Mitchell. I've been listening to her a lot lately. I've been listening to the Beatles White Album and Esser demos. I've been listening to Joni Mitchell and a lot of Metallica. So kind of all over the place. That's been my weekend listens. A lot of Joni Mitchell, a lot of Beatles, all those demos, all those, what do they call them, Escher demos from the White Album, and a lot of Metallica too. Kevin Kubina on Linda Ronstadt. Sam and Dave is at 47. I believe that's right. Going once, going twice to Guy Goodman. Atlantic Rhythm and Blues, Volume 6. This is a good one. I like this one because it has some of the primo years for me, in my liking, 66 to 69, $24.99. So a lot of Aretha Franklin, Otis Redding, Sitting on the Dock of Bay, Clarence Carter, Slip Away, Archie Bell, Tighten Up, lots of Aretha, Funky Broadway, Wilson Pickett, Knock on Wood, Eddie Floyd, that's one of my favorites, Wilson Pickett, Land of a Thousand Dances, we've all heard that. There's some Sam and Dave, Arthur Conley, Sweet Soul Music, Sam and Dave Soul Man, $24.99, Volume 6. That's like the soul, in my opinion, the primo soul years of Atlantic catalog. Dusty Springfield, You Don't Have to Say You Love Me, $19.99 on that. Marvin Gaye, I Want You. I hadn't seen that in a while. Nice looking copy here, $49.99. I think we're getting pretty heavy into some Atlanta stuff here. I recall seeing some of these when I was loading them. It's been over 3 weeks. Here's what's amazing about that Atlanta collection. It's been over 3 weeks, I think, since we've been down there, probably approaching a month now. And I'd say there's 10,000 records we probably hadn't touched yet, plus all the collectibles that I have some of that to show tonight. So Marvin Gaye is $49.99. Brent Rabley's at 50 on Sam and Dave. Brent Rabley's at 50 on Sam and Dave. Brent Rabley also wants the Atlantic Blues compilation. Alan Jonathan, you were second, and Kathy, you were third on that. The Drifters Golden Hits. Wow, that's sealed. Sealed, $34.99. I think it's a later press. Yeah, it's a club pressing. That originally came out like 67, 8. That's probably a 70s club. Ray Charles Friendship. This is $19.99. This is the one with all his duets on it. Johnny Cash, Merle Haggard. $19.99 on that. La Grande Historia del Rock. This is the Beatles version, volume 46. There's 100 versions of these. I've seen a couple people with I bought one collection one time. They had about 30 or 40. There's 100 volumes of this. It's called La Grande. I guess that translates to the big story of rock. And that is, the Beatles one here is $24.99. But yeah, there's a bunch of them. $24.99 on that. The Beach Boys in Concert is $24.99. That's got some good stuff on it. Sgt. Pepper's. This is an orange capital pressing. This does have the Sergeant Stripes and mustache insert. $34.99. Really nice copy of that for whoever was asking about Beatles albums earlier. We got a bunch of Beatles records. I'd say from Atlanta, several hundred, including solo albums. Who do we have here? James P. Johnson, father of stride piano. Sealed, $29.99. And A Country Christmas Volume 3. I don't know if I've ever seen Volume 3. $29.99. Country Christmas Volume 3. The Judds are on here. Charlie Pride, Alabama, Waylon. That is sealed. Never seen that before. Guy Goodman is at 53 on the Sam and Dave. Best of Sam and Dave, pristine Japanese pressing. That's going once, going twice to Guy Goodman at 53. Kathy Amos first on Sgt. Pepper's. And Marvin Gaye is still available, George. Marvin Gaye is still available. $49.99. Really nice copy. $49.99. Starship. Delight Superstars. This looks like a compilation. $24.99. Cool in the Gang, Rhythm Makers, Gina Raven, KG, Street People. $24.99 on that. And Rolling Stone Still Life. This is the 1982 picture disc version. $44.99. Rolling Stone Still Life. That is $44.99. Buck Owens and his Buckaroos, Carnegie Hall, $9.99. Harry Chapman, Heads and Tails, $9.99. And Billie Holiday, a rare live recording, $24.99. Blue Oyster Cult, that is their first self-titled album, $19.99. Cities on Flames with rock and roll. Kyle Morgan, Brent Rabley, Jeff McIntosh, and Tommy Flowers all in on the Buck Owens. That sold to Kyle Morgan. He was first. Brent said he was out on Sam and Dave, so Guy Goodman has that for $53, going twice, going 3 times. I'm going to go ahead and end the Beatles. Hard Day's Night. If anybody wants that, it's a $55 buy it now. $55 buy it now. Pristine copy, original inner sleeve, and insert. Kathy Amos, first to the Harry Chapin. That's sold to Kathy. And Jeff McMaster on Blue Oyster Cult. As soon as I sell Sam and Dave, I'll put up 2 new ones. Homer and Jethro, Strike Back. That is $14.99. Sherry Darnell wants the Billie Holiday. That's sold to Sherry. The World of Johnny Horton. Battle of New Orleans, $19.99. Precious Metal, That Kind of Girl, $19.99. Precious Metal, That Kind of Girl, $19.99. The Alan Parsons Project, Tales of Mystery and Imagination, $19.99. And Kingfish, Trident. This is a sealed copy, 1978. $39.99. Let's go ahead and sell Sam and Dave to Mr. Guy Goodman for $53. Sell that to Guy Goodman. Let me go grab 2 new pressings over here, or 2 new. Oh, hope I didn't yank anything out of the wall there. Tripped over our cord. Let's see here. Let me read off some of the titles. Y'all may want to do some requests. I've got Michael Jackson's Thriller. I've got an Air Supply box set. Wow. Best of the Doobies, Billy Joel's Greatest Hits, Aerosmith, Amy Grant, Santana, Marvin Gaye's Greatest Hits. We'll do that one right now. The Beatles, Art Blakey, Allman Brothers. We'll do that one right now. Beatles, Art Blakey, Beatles. Wow, the Godzilla soundtrack. That's pretty cool. Japanese pressing of that. Beatles, Loudness, Simon and Garfunkel box set. Miles Davis. That looks like Thelonious Monk. Footloose, Commodores, Asia, Olivia Newton-John, Otis Redding. Another Bruce Lee soundtrack. Stevie Wonder, Someday at Christmas. Now that's pretty cool. Motown and another Stevie Wonder. We got some great Japanese stuff to auction tonight. That was a pretty good bin. Brian Hummel takes the sealed Kingfish. Here's our next 2 auctions. We've got a Marvin Gaye's Greatest Hits. Let's see what era, what's going on. Come and get it. You're a special part of me. Heavy Love Affair. I was going to see how far it goes back. That one looks like it starts at What's Going On. I Want You, Mercy, Mercy Me. Boy, it has like most of What's Going On here. So it doesn't go too far back into his Motown. Looks like most of his 70s hits. Japanese pressing, Marvin Gaye's Greatest Hits. That is a $35 start. $35 start on Marvin Gaye. And this looks really cool. Wow. Allman Brothers, Brothers and Sisters. Really cool Obi on it. Shot of the band on there. Near mint. We have no condition notes on this. Absolutely pristine with Obi. That's a $55 start, Allman Brothers. Okay, so Marvin Gaye's a $35 start. Allman Brothers is a $55 start. Aerosmith was Draw the Line, and What Loudness? The name of the Loudness album. The name of the Loudness album was The Birthday Eve. The Birthday Eve. Okay, finish this crate out. Mick Jagger talks about Mick Jagger. Audio Magazine. Elvis, his first and only press conference. This is interesting. $24.99. This is definitely from Atlanta. He had some interesting stuff like this. So it looks like an audio magazine. Current audio magazine. 1972, Volume 1, Number 1. Has Mick Jagger, Elvis on it. Very interesting. That is $24.99. The King Goes Wild. We do have some Elvis unofficials tonight. Here's another one. This is $29.99. This is an Elvis unofficial. The King Goes Wild. Wow, this must be early recordings or early live. 1956, 1956, 56, 57. $29.99 on that. The Legend Lives On. A 1977 unofficial, $39.99. This is a live Las Vegas show from August of '69. And again, from, looks like maybe it's the whole show. $39.99 on that. James Taylor's Greatest Hits is $24.99. The vinyl is fine. Unfortunately, the cover's got some aging on it. $24.99 on James Taylor. And let the music do the talking. Joe Perry Project, $19.99. All right, let me go through the comments here. Kathy's at 35 on Marvin Gaye. That's going once, going twice. Marvin Gaye's Greatest Hits to Kathy. The Mick Jagger, to answer both Carol and Brent's questions. This is near mint. Looks like a really nice cover too, $24.99. It kind of opens up like this. Yeah, the vinyl is like new. But it's an Audio Magazine record. Audio Magazine record with Mick Jagger on the cover. Elvis is on the back. Never seen that before. $24.99 on that. That's Carol's or Brent's. There's the, where did I get to? Traces of Humanity, $14.99. Traces of Humanity, $14.99. Todd Rundgren, Back to the Bars, $27.99. Santana Moonflower, $29.99. And Santana Shango is $19.99. Carol passes, so Brent gets the Rolling Stones audiobook. Marvin Gaye, let's go ahead and sell that to Kathy. Kathy gets the Marvin Gaye for $35. And the Allman Brothers, final call before I make this a buy it now, $55 start. $55 start on that. Robert Johnson wants Santana Moonflower. Sell that to Robert Johnson. John Lennon, Milk and Honey, $19.99. Jay Giles' Sanctuary is $19.99. Judas Priest, Point of Entry, $34.99. Judas Priest, Point of Entry. Regina wants Elvis, Gone Wild. That was one of these unofficials right here. Yes, that right there. Sell that to Regina, our #1 Elvis collector. Alan Parsons Project, I, Robot, $19.99. And Steely Dan Asia. This is that 1977 Canadian pressing that came on colored vinyl. Steely Dan Asia. That was pressed in Canada in '77 on colored vinyl. $74.99. Very limited. All right, let me go back through that bin one more time. If anybody wants the Allman Brothers, it's a $55 buy it now. Let me put the Beatles back up. We'll have a $55 stack here. Allman Brothers is $55. So is the Beatles, Hard Day's Night. Well, it's now $55. Brian Hummel needs to put back the Kingfish. Woods Felix gets the Judas Priest. And Steve Botsford takes the Steely Dan. Set that one aside, Tanner. I'm going to put that in a new sleeve for him. So Steve Botsford, you get that. What else hadn't sold? Just to recap, if you just joined us, Beatles, Allman Brothers, those are $55 buy it nows. AC/DC is an $85 buy it now, and Miles Davis is a $45 buy it now. Steve needs to put back the Steely Dan. And then I'm going to put up the Townes Van Zandt in just a second. And Star Wars is a $45 buy it now. Let me put all this back up before it falls over. We don't want anything to fall and break. We go through way too much work for these records to end up damaged. That's the last thing we want happen. So Steve, there's Kingfish, $39.99. And Steve needs to put back the Steely Dan. Let me go through these one more time. I'll read through titles. If you need to know prices, let me know. Willie Nelson, Sonny and Cher Live. We have YMCA and Other Disco Hits. Dusty Springfield, The Drifters' Golden Hits. Ray Charles' Friendship. The Beatles, The Beach Boys in Concert. Marvin Gaye, I Want You. James P. Johnson, A Country Christmas Volume 3, that was sealed. Starship, Delight Superstars, I think that was a comp. Rolling Stone Still Life, Homer and Jethro Strike Back, The World of Johnny Horton. Precious Metal, Alan Parsons Project. Elvis, The Legend Lives On, James Taylor's Greatest Hits, Joe Perry Project. Tracer, Todd Rundgren, Back to the Bars, Santana. John Lennon, Milk and Honey. Jay Giles, Sanctuary. Alan Parsons, I, Robot. Kingfish, and we have that Steely Dan available too, that Steve, that was in there, the colored vinyl. Brent Rabley wants the Allman Brothers. Tanner, that's a $55 buy it now to Brent Rabley. Okay, let me move this over. And I do have one crate of new vinyl. That's all that we have for tonight. We started the show with new vinyl, but that was a recap. This is new stuff that was delivered today. New stuff that was delivered today. There's technically some restocks. I don't think they've shipped any new releases yet. Those will start coming later this week. How much was the Beach Boys concert? Beach Boys concert. Let's see, $24.99. Looks like it has the original inner sleeves. Really nice. I'm going to say, we don't have any notes on it. I'll say with some sleeve scuffs there, EX Plus, just to be on the safe side, $24.99 on that. Okay, looks like we got a restock of the very popular Bush 16 Stone. That's the 20th anniversary on clear vinyl. Everything's in. Come Down. Glycerin. That is $36.99. 20th anniversary of 16 Stone. $36.99. Gatefold 2LP. Little Big Town, The Breaker. I've never seen this before. I think that's something we had back ordered a long time ago. That is $28.99. Little Big Town. Ray Charles, The Spirit of Christmas. $28.99. Ray Charles, The Spirit of Christmas. $28.99. A restock, haven't had this in a while, of the Beastie Boys Paul's Boutique. $36.99. Beastie Boys Paul's Boutique. $36.99. Another copy of Kate Bush Hounds of Love. $31.99. Remaster of that. The Rolling Stones From the Vault, LA Forum. Now, we had one not too long ago. I don't think we've had this one yet. 3LP with DVD, newly remastered footage, and newly mixed audio. Classic Prime Stones, 1975. This is $79.99. We have two of them. The Stones, LA Forum, $79.99. U2, Zeropa, $38.99. And Pink Floyd, The Division Bell, $49.99. Pink Floyd, The Division Bell. Slayer, Repentless is $33.99. We still got the ones limited to 1,000. There's not many left, though. I've been ordering them 2 and 3 at a time. And the new Billy Strings album, Me and Dad. That's on indie exclusive yellow greenish vinyl. They call it Egg Drop. That is $28.99. John Stevens wants a copy of Paul's Boutique. So does Susie Breelove. Woods Felix takes the Rolling Stones. I've got one of those left. And one more time, Bush 16 Stone, which for the longest was out of stock and really expensive, $36.99. Little Big Town is $28.99. Ray Charles is $28.99. I've got one Beastie Boys left. Kate Bush, one Rolling Stones left. U2, The Division Bell. I looked over in the Pink Floyd bins and I realized we were sold out. Pink Floyd, always a big seller here in the store. And Billy Strings is $28.99. Billy Strings is $28.99. Paul's Boutique is $36.99. When that's out of print and we have those coming in collections, we have auctioned for as much as $40, $50, and $60 because they go out of stock and become unavailable in mass quantities. Alex said, Golden State? What was that? Jay Condi said he'll take one. Okay, I need to order more of those. Maybe, Alex, you see something I don't. Let me see what's in this crate right here. see. This is an interesting looking crate for sure. Let's go over here. A bush, okay. It was 16 stone. Bush, 16 stone. All right, let me go ahead and show this because I think everybody can already see the top of it anyway. I'm going to grab two new Japanese pressings. This is Bob Dylan's Biograph, which $54.99. This is a 5 LP, pretty much a greatest hits. Very good compilation, box set, all vinyl, has the book with it, just $54.99. 5 LPs. If this was being manufactured today, if they said, we're coming out with a 5 LP Bob Dylan greatest hits, it would probably cost $200. That's what I call an original there, $54.99. Bob Dylan Biograph. 16 stone was $36.99. $36.99. Kathy wants the Bob Dylan box. And our next two Japanese auctions, this looks really cool. Godzilla, and I know there's several different Godzilla movies. Look at that label. Toho Records. This is a $65 start. Japanese Godzilla with Obi. Looks like it has some extras in it. Let's take a look at it. There's the back. Japanese insert. Ah, it has a poster. That's important. Look at that. Terrorizing all the people. This is a $65 start Godzilla soundtrack. Japanese press. The Beatles White Album. By the way, Alex wants a Bush 16 stone. I luckily have those pretty handy right here. Alex gets a Bush 16 stone. The Beatles White Album. This is a Japanese UK flag series. Let's see what's all in it. Cover has some of those humidity spots we see pretty common on Japanese pressings. This is an embossed cover with a serial number with Obi. Both LPs are near mint, of course. Japanese quality, just absolutely near mint. There's the two black inner sleeves that come with all the Japanese pressings. And it looks like this thing is complete. There's the photos. John, George, Ringo, and Paul. This has technically the Japanese insert. And this is the poster, which also has the lyrics on the back of it. Martha, my dear there. So this is a complete White Album. Japanese press. Poster, photos, insert, inner sleeves, Obi, and the records and covers there too. That is a, man, that is a $75 start. $75 start on that. $65, I think is what I said on Godzilla. Arm Lazelle said he will take that Steely Dan. That never did make its way back over here to me. Tanner's got it. Arm, that's yours. Consider that sold to you. Okay, let's get started on this crate. Madonna, Papa Don't Preach, Gold Stamp Promo Single, $19.99. These are all non-check condition, so these are all really clean copies. At worst, they're going to be EX plus, EX, maybe just some scuffs. This is Lead Belly, a 1967 pressing, $49.99. Lead Belly. So John has put a 1967 reissue. I think this originally came out in 60. This is the 67 pressing. $49.99. Lead Belly. Kool and the Gang. Everything's Kool and the Gang. Greatest Hits and More. $19.99 for Kool and the Gang's Greatest Hits. That's nice. About a VG Plus cover. Has a little bit of wear on it. Jerry Lee Lewis, Another Place, Another Time. $9.99. Jerry Lee Lewis. Dick Gregory, The Light Side, The Dark Side. That is $19.99. Johnny Cash, The Johnny Cash Show is $19.99. Oh, get Johnny Cash back in its place. Nashville Cats, Homer and Jethro is $14.99. Johnny Cash, Ride This Train. Records have been misbehaving. I blame it on the sleeves. We got some new sleeves in, and I don't like them. I'm going to throw them all in the trash, actually, and bring back our other ones. Wow, that is an original Columbia 2i. That is absolutely near mint, $24.99. Does Cool have Misled on it? Cool and the Gang, Dave Howard. It has, no it doesn't. Not on here. What does EX and EX Plus mean? Those are grades. That is short for excellent. That is a grade between VG Plus and Near Mint Minus. Some people don't use that grade. I always have, because it's always been part of the gold mine record standard, but a lot of people's fading that grade out. I see a lot of people jump from VG Plus to Near Mint Minus, but to me, that's a big jump. So I throw in the word EX. That's something I'm seeing a lot of new collectors kind of throw that out. They either go from VG Plus to Near Mint, but that is a grade between VG Plus and Near Mint Minus. Hello, I'm Johnny Cash. This is sealed. It's a Columbia Special Products. That's a sealed copy, $29.99. Everything But the Girl, Love Not Money. This is $19.99. So Everything But the Girl, Love. I bet Love Not Money is the artist. I'm kind of unfamiliar with them. Everything But the Girl, Love Not Money. Gold stamp promo. That is near mint, $19.99. Sunday Funnies, Benediction. That's on the Motown label. Pretty cool cover there. This is $19.99. Sunday Funnies, Benediction. The Incomplete Works of Carl Reiner and Mel Brooks, featuring the 2,000-Year-Old Man, Deluxe 3-record set, $24.99. Bird Songs of the Mesonic, Beat of the Mesozoic. Maybe. Hold on a second. Bird Songs of the Mesozoic, Beat of the Mesozoic. That is $14.99. That is $14.99. Madonna, Angel, $19.99. Also a 12-inch single. Kyle Morgan wants Everything But Girl. That's sold to Kyle Morgan. Okay, if anybody wants to buy these, we have the Beatles White Album, Japanese press. That is a complete copy. 2 LP, inner sleeves, poster, and cards. That is $74.99. If anybody wants to buy that, $74.99. I'm just going to reassemble that later. And also, the Godzilla soundtrack is available. Also complete with poster. That's a $65 buy now. White Album and Godzilla. Aztec 2-Step is $19.99. Will the Circle Be Unbroken? $39.99. This looks like a nice copy. Looks near mint. The Beatles Rock and Roll Music Volume 2. That is also sealed. $39.99. John Sebastian, Welcome Back. $14.99. I think that's Welcome Back, the Mr. Cotter theme. Yep. Dale Shannon, $14.99. Jukebox Giants, $14.99. Dale Shannon Jukebox Giants. 2 or 3 times a day, Johnny Otis Show Live, $14.99. The Beatles Rubber Soul. This is one of those Taiwan pressings, $74.99. They're usually colored vinyl. That one's not. $74.99 for Rubber Soul. And Yesterday and Today is $99.99. And this is on the orange vinyl, Yesterday and Today. Tim Buckley, Star Sailor, $64.99. Tim Buckley, Star Sailor, $64.99. And original soundtrack to Just Tell Me You Love Me, England Dan and John Ford Coley. That is $14.99. With Love and Kisses from Tiny Tim, $24.99. And the last two, I think, are Elvis Unofficials. This is a 1977 unofficial. You are cordially invited to attend Command Performance, Elvis Presley. Very interesting. And this one probably would sell. This is the 68 Comeback Special. I think that's the complete concert, or at least most of it. $29.99, 1977. That's a really cool cover. 68 Comeback Special. Whitney Croy on the mail books and Carl Reiner. That is this right here. That is sold to Whitney Croy. John, that's our primary record pricer and grader. He always told me he always used EX, especially with 78s. But, you know, I remember seeing that when I first started learning about records. It was in like the Gold Mine price guide, but I don't know. Like I said, a lot of people's doing away with that. I don't see people use EX as much as they used to. But for us on here, if you get used to our grading, it's kind of like a grade in between something that isn't really too beat up and something that's not absolutely pristine, so, or not really check condition. It's kind of right on the threshold. Because there's some records I'm like, man, this is just like one mark away from being pristine, but it don't really matter. It's just a cosmetic on the vinyl. It's not going to make any noise, but you know, some people not only want them to sound great, but they want them to look great. If you're just caring about sound, then it can have a scuff and not really matter. So it kind of can create some arguments. So, all right, let's go back through these one more time. We have Madonna, Lead Belly, Jerry Lee Lewis, Dick Gregory, Johnny Cash, Nashville Cats, Johnny Cash, Kool and the Gang, Johnny Cash, Sunday Funnies, Birdsongs of the Mesozoic, Madonna, Aztec Two-Step. I'm going to put up a couple auctions actually next. I've got some stuff I priced last time. Will the Circle Be Unbroken? The Beatles, John Sebastian, Dale Shannon, Johnny Otis Show Live. There's the Beatles' Rubber Soul. And Yesterday and Today, Tim Buckley, original soundtrack to Just Tell Me You Love Me, Tiny Tim, Elvis, and we sold the other Elvis. George Buchanan wants Will the Circle Be Unbroken? Chad Kerfoot said sound, exclamation point. Maybe he can let us know what he meant by that. Let me see what I've got over here in this bin. I got some pretty interesting stuff over here. I've got two autographs that are not authenticated, but I know they are because they're made out personally to Steve. But I'll explain how we do autographs in just a second. Who's on Monday Night Football? San Fran and the Cardinals. Playing in Mexico. I bet it's warm there. It's not warm here in Lebanon. Sound. Sound is most important. That's true. Okay. This is a Percy Sledge autograph. It's made out to Steve. The guy in Atlanta we bought all this name from, his name is Steve Cole. Of course, that's the worst thing possible for autographs when they're made out personally to somebody. It really hurts the value. Nobody wants something that says to Steve unless somebody's name is Steve. That's pretty cool. This says to Steve, Percy Sledge. Love always. That's signed in blue ink. Now, the way I do these autographs is I'm 99% sure this is authentic. Now, I'm going to advertise it as is. There's no PSA, COA, JSA. Just, it's an autograph. For some reason, if you ever decide to have this authenticated and you have this exact autograph and a major reputable company says it's not real, I'll give you back your money. I've done that multiple times now with some people. I'm about, let's see, we had some Johnny Cash stuff that wasn't real and one other thing, maybe an Elvis autograph one time. That was a long time ago, but that's our policy of autographs. They're sold as is. I'm usually only going to put something up for sale if I'm pretty positive, I'm like really, really sure it's real. And then also, I'm never going to put up anything for any kind of serious money unless we have it authenticated ourselves. This isn't too expensive. I'm asking a $25 start for this. Percy Sledge autograph. So that's a $25 start. And same thing here with Bo Diddley. I am like 99% sure this is authentic. If you actually have it authenticated and you pay the whatever, anywhere, I don't know, sometimes you can get away with 40, 50 bucks. Sometimes it costs a lot more. And it's not real, I'll give you your money back. But I'm not going to sell anything unless I'm absolutely positive. I need a $55 start for Mr. Bo Diddley here. He autographed it Bo Diddley 87. Bo Diddley 87. That is a $55 start on that. Really cool shot of him there playing one of his signature guitars. So this one isn't made out to Steve. It's just signed Bo Diddley 87. $55 start on Mr. Bo. And Percy Sledge is a $25 start. Those are up for bid. All right. I've already been through this. I have. I've been through that crate twice, so let me grab another one. I think I can do some condensing here. I got a Sam Cooke record to put up for auction. Let me condense this crate, though. Calvin's in on both the Percy Sledge and the Bo Diddley. Let me do some condensing here. Save my crates and save the first. Tim says he wants the first Johnny Cash. Probably this one right here, the Johnny Cash Show. That's a nice condition, Tim. If that's what you want, it's yours. I'll go ahead and pull it out. Let me move these over here. We still got 2, 4, 5 crates of vintage. 2, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6 crates of vintage. Have we already been through 4? Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we've still got 6 crates of vintage. We've already been through 4. Let me take a peek in this one. Make sure there's nothing in here I promised somebody to auction or something that I'm like, whoa, I'm going to keep that, which happens sometimes. I get to buy all these records, and I never get to keep any for myself. So, yeah, let's go through this one. Another nice selection. This is definitely all from Atlanta. Chris, yes, you did get the 68 comeback special. We got a new crate of vintage records here. Up for bid is a Percy Sledge and Bo Diddley autograph. Percy Sledge is with Calvin Ward for $25. And Bo Diddley is at $55 with Calvin Ward. Those are now going twice, going 3 times. I'm about to sell those. All right. 128 viewers. We are live right now on Facebook and YouTube. Santana, Amigos in shrink wrap. Actually has a hop sticker on the back with the track listing. Never seen that before. $19.99. Thompson Twins, Lay Your Hands on Me. That is a 12-inch single. Looks like from the UK. $14.99. Thompson Twins. $14.99. And The Nice. The Thoughts of... What's that say? Never made this one out, really. The Thoughts of Emerlist Davjak, maybe. That's in shrink wrap. That's a Columbia Special Products pressing. $19.99. Humble Pie, rocking the Fillmore, is $29.99. Southside Johnny, live. I've never seen this one before. $24.99. Reach Up and Touch the Sky. Southside Johnny. That is $24.99. And Average White Band, Soul Searching, $9.99. AWB. Jimi Hendrix, Free Spirit. Never seen that one before. That's one of the many hundreds of Jimi Hendrix records I was telling you about. $24.99. Jimi Hendrix, Free Spirit. Duran Duran, 7 and the Ragged Tiger is $24.99. And we have Duran Duran, self-titled. That is $29.99. Duran Duran, self-titled. Wow, that's nice. $29.99. All right. Calvin, I am going to sell you these autographs. I've got Bo Diddley there. Sell that to Calvin for $55. And we got Percy Sledge. Sell that to Calvin for $25. I got some more. I got a Peter Frampton autograph tonight. Let me see what else I've got over here in this crate. I think I've got a couple more autographs that I have ready that I was confident with. Yeah, here's a couple more. I know we have a couple. I don't know if Jeannie Potts is watching. She's always buying Frampton stuff. And who else? Arm Lazelle. He was been wanting that Frampton Comes Alive That's got buried again back in the back, but I've got to get to it. So, all right, here's another Bo Diddley autograph. Bo Diddley 87 again. I think that's some artwork. I don't know what these prints are, what exactly they are. That other was like a photograph from a live show. This is a, I know that was used as a cover. It's like part of an album cover. I've seen that album before. But that's another one. Black Sharpie, Bo Diddley, 87. Need a $55 start for that one. $55 start for that Bo Diddley. And then here's the Peter Frampton. And like I said, without a doubt, I am positive that one is authentic. Peter Frampton. This is from a Circus magazine, 1977. And I need a $45 start for Frampton. $45 start for that. First claim was George Buchanan, Duran Duran, 7 in the Ragged Tiger. Any autographs on LP covers? I don't have any of those ready tonight, but I'm going to get to those today or this week. So, yeah, I'm going to post. These were pretty easy for me to determine they're real. I've got some stuff back there that's questionable. I'm going to send it to some people and do some heavier research. I do have some back there that could be quite expensive, so I may go ahead and have them authenticated. We may not get them back to the first of the year. So this is the complete magazine. That's the complete magazine. Okay, next comment. Mike Langford, everything in here right now is sticker price. I needed a Frampton Comes Alive. You forgot to pull me a copy. I did. Let's make a note of that, please, Tanner. Chuck Wilson, Frampton Comes Alive. Chuck, I will try to get that on this week's invoice. I got to go back through these records anyway. Brent Rabley's at 55 on Bo Diddley. And then Jeff McMaster takes the self-titled Duran Duran. That's sold to Jeff McMaster. That is the complete magazine. And Fred Wink is at 45 on Peter Frampton. Okay, we have Arms Acmebo, $14.99. I've seen their stuff before. That is $14.99. Screamin' Jay Hawkins, 1969, $74.99. Screamin' Jay Hawkins, what that is on Phillips. That is $74.99. Fred wants Jimi Hendrix. Sell that to Fred Wink. Traffic, Low Spark of High Heel Boys, $19.99. And Gary Wright, Touch and Gone, $14.99. I pulled out one record that I'm going to keep, just so y'all know, out of this crate, and it's this Gary Wright album that I've been looking for. I was trying to buy a sealed copy on eBay, just so I'd have a brand new one, and I was watching one, and then I forgot about it, but this is a promo copy, so not a label, but I need that in my collection, so. Aerosmith Live Bootleg, $34.99. That's a really nice copy of that. And we have the Bellamy Brothers Greatest Hits, $14.99. Sergio Mendes and Brazil 66, that's $19.99. Johnny Cash, The Rambler, that's a white label promo, $19.99. Peter Frampton, Premonition, $19.99. And Retrospective, The Best of Buffalo Springfield, that is $34.99. Buffalo Springfield. The yellow Atco label. Dennis DeYoung, Desert Moon is $19.99. And the Immediate Single Story. This is a compilation, Immediate label. Rod Stewart, Fleetwood Mac's on here, Small Faces. That is $24.99. What's up for auction? We have an autographed copy of Circus Magazine signed by Peter Frampton. High bid on that is with Fred Wink at $45. That's now going twice, going 3 times to Fred. And we have an autographed Bo Diddley print picture. It says Bo Diddley 87. High bid on that is $55 with Brent Rabley. And that's going once, that's going twice, going 3 times. Looks like we got a couple new bidders on the Peter Frampton. Sticks, Caught in the Act. This is a sealed copy. Sealed club pressing, $64.99. Styx Crystal Ball is $19.99. Styx 2 is $19.99. And Supertramp, that's their first album, $19.99, is the other Frampton and autographed record. I do have an autographed Frampton Comes Alive, but I don't have it ready for tonight. And I think I have one other Frampton autograph we may auction tonight as well. It depends on how well this one does, because I was going to put these out in the store. So I'm kind of, depends on what this one brings, depends on what, if we auction the other one tonight. So Peter Frampton 47, Peter Frampton 50, Peter Frampton 52. Brent Rabley wants the Crystal Ball by Styx. Fred Wink, you were second. And Jeff McMaster is first on the first Supertramp record. Robin Trower, In City Dreams, 1999. And Bing Crosby, Only Forever. Bing Crosby is $9.99. And Peter Frampton, The Art of Control. Wow, we're auctioning Peter Frampton, and we have several Frampton records. I am thirsty. Let me go get a bottle of water. I am extremely thirsty. Can't even talk. My lips are like gluing together. Not good, right, Seth? Do you have something to say, Seth? Seth nods his head and rolls his eyes a lot during these sales. Seth says, I don't respect you. Wow. Fred Wink on RT, that was Robin Trower. Robin Trower sold to Fred Wink, and Patrick Johnson takes the Bing Crosby. Patrick Johnson on the Bing Crosby. So I have a whole crate of magazines. It's kind of hard to show them because there's so much of the same artist, mostly Beatles and Stones. But if y'all watch the unboxing video, but I think this is one of my favorites, the Life magazine, 1999, from September '68 with the Beatles on it. Now, if you don't know about Life magazines, if you ever look these up, if they don't have the address sticker, this would be more like $40 or $50. And no, the cover hasn't been trimmed. They're all like that. I've had these before. But most of these have the address label on them, but if they don't, they're worth so much more. But that Beatles Life magazine is $19.99. So I've got a bunch of that. I don't know if y'all wanted me to go through that stuff. There's a bunch of it over there, other Rolling Stone as well. So Patrick Johnson on Bing Crosby. Arm Lozelle wants Peter Frampton, Art of Control. Speaking of Frampton, high bid on the magazine is $52 to Calvin Ward. That is now $55 with Fred Wink, and we can go ahead and sell Bo Diddley. Let's go ahead and sell that to Brent Rabley for $55. So that's sold. So just up for bid now is the Peter Frampton autograph for $55. And we have the best of Sam Cooke and with the Soul Stirrers. I think this is the early Sam Cooke with some of his gospel tracks. This is a near mint Japanese pressing on the specialty label, and that is near mint. That is a $45 start. Sam Cooke with the Soul Stirrers. $45 start on Sam Cooke. Water, where's the monster? Yeah, the Vols expired Saturday night. They was drinking expired monsters, evidently. I'm on water. I haven't had a monster. Well, they just haven't tasted good. I have cases and cases of them over here, and I don't think I'm going to drink them anymore, so I've got to figure out what to do with them. I've got about $500 in Monster probably stacked up over here. I opened one up, and I think they just don't taste good. I've been drinking Bang and taking some kind of pill. It's like some kind of energy. It works much better, and I don't, so. Okay. Just a collection of antiques and curios. Straub's live at the Queen Elizabeth Hall, $19.99. The best of Johnny Ray is $9.99. Cha-Cha d'Amour, Dean Martin. That's a cool cover, $9.99. Moody Blues, To Our Children's Children, is $14.99. And Moody Blues' Seventh Sojourn is $14.99. Regina says, yes, go through magazines. Well, we got one vote. We got one vote and 131 viewers. Stan Getz. I usually say his name and then automatically correct myself. Groovin' with Getz, $14.99. Jim Neighbors, Merry Christmas, $7.99. Burbank's Finest, 100% all meat. I think this is a Warner Brothers compilation. I see Doobie Brothers, James Taylor, This is 1999. Curtis Mayfield, Emmylou Harris. That is Canned Heat, Hooker and Heat. Canned Heat with Johnny, $39.99. And Joni Mitchell, Hijara, $19.99. The Doobie Brothers, that's their first album, $14.99. Okay, Calvin's out on Pink Floyd. Calvin's out on Pink Floyd. The Peter Frampton magazine was at 60 with Fred Wink. That's now going twice, going 3 times. Autographed Peter Frampton. Next comment, I think we're all about monsters. Monsters. Was there a bite now on the Japanese White Album or Taiwan? I love Red Bull. No, I can't drink Red Bull. Those have way too much sugar in them. Yeah, see, the Monsters I was drinking have almost no sugar in them, I don't think. Kind of like Bangs, but they have other stuff, I'm assuming that's just, wow, that's a really nice copy. Guy, this is like near mint. It does have a clipped corner, though. Sell that to Guy Goodman. If that's what you wanted, right? Hooker and Heat? Yeah, Hooker and Heat. And this is a buy it now for $45. No bid on that. Sam Cooke, Soul Stirs. Really good stuff there. The Japanese White Album, yes. The Taiwan records are buy it now and the White Album. The White Album buy it now is $75. If you want both of the Taiwan records, I'll do $10 off if you want those. I need a buy it now. The White Album's probably my best price on it tonight. Okay, let me go back through these records. Let me go ahead and sell Peter Frampton, though. Let me sell that to Fred for $60. Let me see if I have any other autographs ready. I had some that... Let me see what's in our magazine box over here. Those are all magazines. Do I have any other autographs? I got Frampton here. There's so many in this collection. I went through one tub last night and it took me hours. It took me hours and hours. Mostly because I made a video going through it. So that took an hour or a half hour and then a half hour to upload. So, okay. What's the Floyd? I don't think I've shown a Pink Floyd. Give me a second. Somebody else asked that too, didn't they? R.M. Lazelle? Somebody earlier asked the Pink Floyd. Yeah, no, yeah, PF is for Peter Frampton. I've got another. This is the last one I have for tonight ready. It's another Peter Frampton autograph magazine. This is Hit Parader, September of '77. We just sold one. I'll start this one at $55. Peter Frampton. Another autograph magazine. I'll sell that one for, I'll start that one at $55. Guy Goodman says he's going to pass on the Hooker and Heat. What are notch corners, saw marks, punch holes for? That usually means that it's either a promo record or it didn't sell originally and they clipped the corners and put them in cutout bins. So, yeah, this is probably not a promo. That's probably meaning this record was in the store. It didn't sell, and they clipped the corner, and that kind of makes it a discount. I think they got a credit back for it or something. So let's go through this crate one more time. That's Canned Heat and John Lee Hooker, Santana Amigos, Thompson Twins, The Nice, Humble Pie, Southside Johnny, Average White Band, Arms Akmibo, Screaming Jay Hawkins, Traffic, Gary Wright, Aerosmith Live, Bellamy Brothers, Sergio Mendes, Johnny Cash, Peter Frampton, Dennis Day Young. Boy, these sleeves are squeaky. Did I get the Beatles? Yes, let me do that right now. Fred Wink, Tanner, buy it now on... We still got the Godzilla record, too. I'm really surprised that didn't sell. Let me get all that together because there's a bunch of components. This is Fred Wink's for $75. That's the Beatles' White Album, Japanese press. And let me find those Taiwan pressings. Here they are. I kind of hate to see these go, especially this one. We have a huge collection of these, especially by the Beatles. I was just watching that YouTube video and they were talking about this. Just, you know, such a controversial or talked about album, and this is one of the many versions people collect. This is the Taiwan on the orange vinyl. So sell that to Fred for $95 and sell him Rubber Soul which I think we may have another copy that's somewhere in the back on a green vinyl. I think there's a green vinyl version of this, but I may be crazy. Sell that one to him for $70 as well. Yes, basically $10 off, $5 each on those. Okay, Calvin Ward back in on the Peter Frampton at 62. Fred was at 60. Calvin's at 62. Did you get the Kiss Creatures? I did. I ordered one, and we sold it. I'm going to order another one to stock. If you're interested, they are $299.99. The immediate singles, we have Styx. That was sealed. Styx 2, Straub's Live, The Best of Johnny Ray, Dean Martin, Moody Blues, Stan Getz, Jim Neighbors, Burbank's Finest, Joni Mitchell, and the Doobie Brothers' first album. Surprised no one grabbed that. $14. $14, Doobie Brothers. All right, still bidding on Peter Frampton. That's the last one I have ready for tonight. I don't know. There may be one other Frampton. That autograph comes alive, or Peter Frampton comes alive. Yeah, or it. We may not have, but we may have 5 more. I don't know. It kind of depends on what's in some of these tubs I've been going through. All right, let me grab another crate of vintage vinyl here. Let me go through this one. Wow, I see a couple like hot titles that we don't get too often right off the bat. That's in the front of the bin. I'm almost to the back. That's interesting. That's interesting. There'll be some stuff in here that will definitely sell. Calvin's at 67 on the Peter Frampton. Fred says he's out. Let me go grab 2 new Japanese auctions before we start getting too heavy into this crate. Let's do the Commodores and another Beatles. That's what I'm marking. Okay. Yeah, I got some stuff that I've been telling people, hey, I'm going to post whenever we sell it. And like last night, I was like, should I start pulling stuff for a hot picture and advertise for tomorrow? And I'm like, well, if I advertise for tomorrow, I really need to advertise for tomorrow. Today's tomorrow, which is Tuesday. I'm probably going to post some stuff and advertise for that sale. The Beatles' second album, Japanese press of this. Also a $55 start. There's the Japanese insert, original inner sleeve, and the vinyl is, as you expect, absolutely flawless. And with all of our other Japanese Beatles albums, Apple, $55 start. $55 start on that. Beatles' second album. Final call on the autograph Peter Frampton Hit Parader magazine. Calvin Ward's at $67, going twice, going 3 times. Welcome to the club, Nat King Cole, $9.99. The Greatest Hits of Nat King Cole, Volume 1, 1999, 2 LP. Slow Train Coming, Bob Dylan, $34.99. This looks really nice. It is. Dylan is $34.99. Herbie Hancock, Headhunters. I was telling y'all about this. $49.99, or that's what I was referring to as something in there that usually always people asking for. Pam Dickens on Nat. Pam, let me know if you want Welcome to the Club or his Greatest Hits. Miles Davis, Sketches of Spain. This is a 1970s pressing, $29.99. 70s pressing of that, $29.99. Class of 55 picture disc, which is Carl Perkins, Jerry Lee Lewis, Roy Orbison, and Johnny Cash, $39.99. I guess all 4 of those are deceased now, right? Carl Perkins still alive? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. $39.99. Pam wants the club. Welcome to the club. Nat King Cole. That's the one Pam wanted. Did you get the Guns N' Roses Use Your Illusion 2 in? Those are expected to be delivered tomorrow, but they were in stock and we are getting them. So yes, those will be here tomorrow. Fred Wink, 55 on the Beatles. Before that, Wayne Carr on the Miles Davis. Do you have Desire by Bob Dylan? I don't. We should. I can't go to a copy right now, but we should. And Kathy takes the class of 55 picture disc. Yeah. Jerry Lee Lewis, I guess, was the last one there. Passed away a couple weeks ago now, or a few weeks ago. Peter Frampton sold to Calvin Ward for $67. They are 40. Our Guns N' Roses are $44.99. I've got 3 copies. I had a couple in here. It looks like we sold some. We were busy in the store Saturday because I noticed we had a lot of empty spaces, like with our collectibles and stuff. Beatles is at 55, going once, going twice to Fred. And our next Japanese is the Commodores, all-time, all the greatest hits. Near mint Japanese pressing of that, the Commodores. That is a $35 start. Motown 25. Herbie Hancock, another picture disc. This is Jerry Lee Lewis. Flip Flop and Fly. That's not interviews, actually. Or it's not interviews, it's actually music. So many picture discs are interviews. That's a really cool one. Never seen that. $29.99. A Christmas Dedication. $14.99 from Ernest Franklin, the Volunteers, the Soul Stirrers. That's $14.99. Wham! Fantastic is $34.99. Wham! Make It Big is $34.99. U.S. pressings of those. Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits is $34.99. And Willie Nelson and Roger Miller, $14.99. Willie Nelson, Me and Paul is $14.99. The Best of the Lovin' Spoonful, Volume 2, $12.99. Kathy's at $35 on the Commodores. Tommy Flowers in on the Christmas Dedication. So final call on both of these Japanese pressings, the Commodores and the Beatles. I'm about to sell both of those, and we'll put 2 new ones up. Michael Weil on HHHH. That was Herbie Hancock Headhunters. I think so. HHHH. Sell that to Michael. Fred Wink on LSPNFL. Oh, y'all really throwing me some abbreviations here. LS. Lovin' Spoonful. It wasn't really an acronym. It was like a partial abbreviation. Sell that to Fred. And Leon Everett. It was halfway in cursive. That's what made me stutter. $14.99. Leon Everett, Doing What I Feel, $14.99. And $10.03, All I Want for Christmas. Wow. That is $14.99, 12-inch single. All right, let's sell Kathy, the Commodores, for $35. And let's sell Fred Wink, the Beatles' second album, for $55. Those are sold and sold. Next 2, let's do... I've got, let's go back to the front here. I've got a Best of the Doobies, and I've got an Aerosmith. Let's do those 2. We have Best of the Doobies, one of the best sounding Japanese pressings I've ever heard. This is a $25 start. It is near mint. No obi. Has the original inner sleeve and lyric insert. $25 start on that if you need that, if you don't have it. And Aerosmith, Draw the Line. Another near mint Japanese pressing. Really cool obi. I've had this one before. I don't know if we've had too many with the obi. Aerosmith, Draw the Line. That's a $55 start. How much was Queen 1? That was in the very first crate. The new Queen album. That's a half-speed master. I think those are $33.99, Dwayne. I believe those are $33.99. Reuben and the Jets is $44.99. Lightning Strikes, Lou Christie, $9.99. Dr. Hook, Sloppy Seconds is $19.99. Nat King Cole, A Mi Amigos, $9.99. Roseanne Cash, Somewhere in the Stars is $9.99. Vern Gotson, Till the End is $14.99. Donna Summer, Bad Girls is $14.99. Paul Simon's Graceland, $34.99. Near mint. Rare Earth in Concert, $24.99. The Monkees, $19.99. Well, that's nice. Unusually nice copy. Marshall Tucker Band, Searching for a Rainbow, is $14.99. Here's the one I was talking about, Dwight Oakham. This is Guitars, Cadillacs, etc., etc. This is $49.99. Dwight Yoakam, Guitars, Cadillacs, etc., etc. Really nice copy of that. $49.99. Kathy Amos on Vern. Vern Gotson till the end. Sell that to Kathy. Dwight Yoakam usually goes up for auction, but take advantage of that while you can. And Bob Dylan, Blonde on Blonde. This is $64.99. This is a 1970s repress that's extremely nice. Near mint minus on this. Bob Dylan. What did I just say? Blonde Dylan? Bob Dylan. Jeff and Master on MT. That was Marshall Tucker Band. Sherry Darnell on Dwight Yoakam. Tanner, that one is $49.99. Sherry Darnell's Dwight Yoakam. How much for Graceland? It was $34.99. Dwayne wants a Queen 1. Let me try to find that. I think was it in this crate? There's Queen 2. There's Was. There's Queen 1. Yeah. Sell that to Dwayne. They're actually $31.99. What's that? Okay. All right, we'll just message them. Just set that aside then. Dwayne, we're going to send you a message, okay, before we tag that. We're going to send you a message if you don't mind to check that before we put your name down, okay? I think you might need to check our messages between CollectCo. Check your messages from CollectCo. Guy Goodman wants the Bob Dylan. I got a few more records and then we'll end or we'll wrap up these auctions. The Andy Williams Christmas album. This one is $14.99. Happy Holidays. White Christmas. People's always asking for that one. $14.99 on that. Eagles Greatest Hits Volume 2 is $34.99. Eagles Greatest Hits Volume 2, it's $34.99. And the times they are changing. Bob Dylan, $34.99. That's also a 70s press. Times they are changing. $34.99. Okay, if anybody wants Aerosmith, it's a buy it now for $55. If anybody wants the Doobie Brothers, you should be all over this for a $25 buy it now. No Obi. Both of those are near mint. $55 on Aerosmith, $25 on the Doobies. Let me go back through those. Queen 2 was $33.90. It's either $31 or $33.99 as well. Give me 1 second. All right. Sorry. I had to blow my nose. I can breathe now. We have Billy Joel's Greatest Hits, Volume 1 and 2. Billy Joel's Greatest Hits, Volume 1 and 2. Japanese pressing of this. Near mint, complete, gatefold. This is a highly asked about record. The Japanese pressing sound phenomenal. It's always, like, this is usually something we put in a hot picture. $75 start. Billy Joel's Greatest Hits Volume 1 and 2. And I think we sold a U.S. pressing earlier. This is Santana Moonflower. This is a Japanese pressing with Obi. Obi has a little fold over there. I don't know if that's actually a rip. Looks like it got folded over and right there. The vinyl on this one's near mint. And as y'all well know, the Obis are a very valuable part to Japanese pressings. A tear, a crease, a rip, a stain, it means a lot. I think y'all know we've sold records without an Obi for $25. You throw an Obi on it, it's worth $50. That little piece of paper is worth a lot. So if you ever get a Japanese pressing, take really good care of this. That means so much. These little strips here, they're very, it's like a toy without a box. It's like a video game without its box. It's very, very critical. That's a $35 start. Santana Moonflower, $35 start on that. The difference between Japanese Pink Floyd pressings with or without the obi sometimes could be $50. I've already showed that. Where did I get to? Oh, I'm done with this crate. Let's go back through it. I'll read titles one more time. I can breathe clearly now. My nose is blown. That is right. I can. I've had sinus problems for now a week and 3 days. If you want any prices, let me know. Nat King Cole's Greatest Hits, Bob Dylan Slow Train Coming, Jerry Lee Lewis Picture Disc, Wham Fantastic, Wham Make It Big, Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits, Willie Nelson and Roger Miller, Willie Nelson, Me and Paul, Leon Everett, Timbuk 3, Reuben and the Jets, Lou Christie Lightning Strikes, Dr. Hook Sloppy Seconds, Nat King Cole, Roseanne Cash, Donna Summer, Paul Simon Graceland, Rare Earth, The Monkees, Andy Williams Christmas Record, The Eagles Greatest Hits Volume 2, and Bob Dylan Times They Are A-Changin'. Okay, what time is it? 7:45. Let me go through a crate of new vinyl. I'm going to try to show these auctions. Let me go grab a couple magazines. We're probably going to pause tonight at 9. Part 2, I would like to do nothing but on sale vintage. We've got about 4 crates in the back of half off. I'm going to try to post it in the group during the break, and I'm going to go ahead and let all 121 viewers know right now. Part 2 will be nothing but on sale vintage. We still got those half off crates, and we may be Facebook only, but I'm not for sure on that. I kind of need to be mobile where I can walk around in the back, but I may just bring the stuff up here so we can be YouTube as well. Andy Williams is $14.99. Let me go through that crate, and let me show y'all a couple of these magazines I've got over here. Let me grab a handful. I think all this is Beatles related. Let me see what we got here. It's kind of hard to show these because everybody's going to be claiming exactly what, if you comment the word Beatles, it's kind of difficult because it's all Beatles. So Tanner, this is sold to Sean for $14.99. And I'm looking for a $35 start on Santana Moonflower and a $75 start on Billy Joel's Greatest Hits. Final call on that before I make it a buy it now. Let me bring over, I can go through a couple crates probably actually, and we may have time for one more vintage. I want to stop right at 9 o'clock though, so we can come back at 9:30. I really don't have to go eat or anything. I just got to get some stuff ready. So, new vinyl here. Greta Van Fleet. We remarkably still have these in stock. $36.99 from the Fires. I think they maybe pressed a big batch of these, or maybe finally everybody's getting one because it took a while to finally everybody get one of those. They were still pricey up until this most recent batch, so still a big demand for those. And if you don't have one already, Dave Matthews Band is $38.99. Craig says he recognized the cover. There it is, $38.99. Yeah, so here's some of the Beatles magazines I have. I guess do your best to help me remind me of which one you want. This one's called All About the Beatles. So there's Beatles magazines that I call originals, like this one, and then there's some that kind of look like they're originals, but they pressed them or they printed them in the 70s and 80s. This one probably, I think, is from 64 or so. That's $19.99. I've got them all in new sleeves and bags. Actually, the guy I bought them from already done that for me. So thankful. It takes forever to board and bag these and tape them down. That is $19.99, All About the Beatles. We have a Rolling Stones, George Harrison from 2011. That's $4.99. This is the Beatles 65 tab book, $14.99. That's, I think, tablature, maybe guitar, lyrics, whichever. That's $14.99, Beatles 65. And this is the Beatles Hard Day's Night. It is $9.99. I think that's also a tab, what we call a tab book. It's $9.99. Michael Swanger wants a Greta Van Fleet. Michael, are you a first-time buyer with us? Let me know if you are. I see that you're on YouTube. if you are a first-time buyer, I will send you some instructions, okay, so we can get you an invoice. This is $36.99, and let me know, and we'll send you an email address if you're a first-time buyer. It says yes, first time. Okay, Tanner will be typing the email address. You have to email us to get an invoice. If you were on, unless you do have a Facebook page, if you do have a Facebook, you can go over there and find Collect Co on Facebook. It will make it so much easier for me and you. If you're not a first-time buyer, or excuse me, if you don't have a Facebook, then you'll have to send us an email, and we'll type that in the comments so you can see it. Jeff McMaster wants both guitar tab books. That's Beatles 65 and Hard Day's Night. Those are sold to Jeff McMaster. Looks like Fred was second on that. So we have that one, and George Harrison. This is The Beatles in America. I think that's something newer just by the paper. I couldn't find a comp, but that is $6.99. This is Here Comes the Beatles. Yeah. This is actually printed in 1978. That is $6.99. I think that's like a reprint of something that came out in the 60s. The Beatles Dollar Book of Songs. I think that's like, once again, lyrics and maybe tabs as well. That's $9.99. With that price tag, I think that's definitely from the 60s. Teen Life, $9.99. That looks like mid-60s. And we have another Hard Day's Night guitar tab book. This one has the blue cover, which I thought was interesting. I thought it might be like some rare variant, but it's not. That's $9.99 on that one. Let's see. Michael's first time. We're sending that email address. It just came through. All first-time buyers gets a Pablo Cruz. Let's see. If I had enough, then maybe. Chad, give me that Dylan album from the last spin. Did you want Times Are A-Changin', Stephen? Is that the one you wanted? Times They Are A-Changin'? Let me know if that's right, Stephen Total. Jeff McMaster wants the Beatles mag first. I think that's this one here. Jeff McMaster wants that one. And then Jeff McMaster on the guitar tabs. Or tab. Is that both of these? Let me know, Jeff. I got two tabs here. I've got the dollar book and then the blue Hard Day's Night, or kind of teal. Fred needs to put back the Beatles' second album. He already has that. Tony Murphy and Fred also wanted Hard Day's Night. So we'll see if Jeff wants that one. I think he got the other one earlier. I think he just wants this one. So yeah, Jeff gets that one and this one, Tanner, and it looks like Tony Murphy's going to end up with this one. Looks like Tony Murphy gets the blue one there. Okay, so from that stack, I've got Teen Life still left. The Beatles, Here Come the Beatles. The Beatles in America, and the Rolling Stone, George Harrison cover. This is probably one of my favorites. I almost kept it. But from what I understand, I thought it was like a Paul McCartney like magazine, but it's actually called Teen Screen Life Story, and there's a set. There's one with each cover. This is $19.99, so there's a Paul, a George, a Ringo, and that's $19.99. I like that one. Who's on the front of the Teen Life? It is the Beatles and their girlfriends. And I guess maybe a couple, I guess one wife technically. Entertainment Weekly, that's a newer magazine, 1990, $4.99. Rolling Stone from 2013 with Paul on the cover, that's $4.99. While the Beatles Broke Up, that's a Rolling Stone from 2009, that is $4.99. And the Beatle Book number 2, that's more tabs. Chord names, guitar frames, melody line, that's $9.99. And Art News Magazine with Paul on the cover, that is $4.99. Art News Magazine, $4.99. Okay, I didn't really finish going back through this crate. Let me do that right quick. We got 2 copies left of the Cult Electric Piece, $36.99. Do we have any Imagine Dragons? No, we don't. I don't actually have anything by them anymore. We kept that one album in stock with their big hit on it, and we had 2 or 3 copies. I put them on sale, and I didn't think I was going to reorder it. So, Ray Charles Christmas album, $28.99. MoFi pressing of Fog Hat, Full for the City, that is $64.99. Power Man 5000 is $38.99. Megadeth 13, $38.99 for Megadeth. I still got 2 copies of that. New copy of Asia, that's actually a new release too, $28.99. U2 is $38.99. The Omen soundtrack, red vinyl, $33.99. And Celine Dion, Let's Talk About Love, $36.99. Fred Wink wants BB2 tab. That was the Beatle Book 2 tab that sold to Fred Wink. Okay, before I put these up and maybe grab one more quick stack, one more time, we have Art News, Paul cover $4.99, Rolling Stones is $4.99. All the modern ones are $5. There's Paul, Entertainment Weekly, that's from 1990. That's not too modern. And then the Paul magazine is $19.99. I saw where somebody had all 3 of them on eBay and they sold for $60. They were missing one. I don't know. I'd like to have the complete set framed. That'd be pretty cool. Teen Life, that Beatle, that was $9.99. This one was $6.99. The Beatles in America, $6.99. And another Rolling Stone, $4.99. It looks like the tab books are really popular. I thought they would be. It looks like those are really popular. Let's see. Let me grab some of these right here. Man, there's tubs and tubs of this kind of stuff from Atlanta. Let's see. Here's another Teen Life, $9.99. Different Beatles. Has I thought this was probably from around '66. I didn't want to open it up, but has Batman and Robin on it. Superstars, a Manor movie. Superstars collector's issue. The Beatles are back. $6.99. That's from 1978. There's the latest Beatles book, Souvenir Song Album number 2, $9.99. Motion Picture Magazine with Jackie Kennedy on it, $4.99. Does have a rip in the cover. Paul McCartney Dead, The Great Hoax, $14.99. Us, Entertainment Weekly Magazine with Paul and Linda, that's $4.99. Brent Rabley on tabs. I'm assuming, yeah, this is a tab book as well. Sell that to Brent Rabley. I think when I showed this live or in the unboxing video last night, I said that was John and Yoko, but those are actors. This was The Controversial Marriage is now an NBC TV movie, so those are the actors. John and Yoko, A Love Story. This is from TV Week, $4.99. The Beatles Forever, $6.99. The Best of Musicians, Special Collector's Edition, $4.99. That has the Beatles and the Stones on it. This is Julian Lennon. I never did really figure out what this was. It's like a biography book maybe by Yolande Flesch, $9.99. Welcome Back Beatles, $6.99. This is actually I think a complete set. I never did open it up, but there's several in there. These are the lobby cards, original movie lobby cards to Give My Regards to Broad Street. This whole pack, which has at least maybe 7 in there, minimum, $19.99. Those are lobby cards to Give My Regards to Broad Street. That one has Paul and Ringo on it. And before I go any further, let me tag some of these. Fred Wink wants Forever. Let me find that one. The Beatles Forever. Motion picture. Paul McCartney, Chad, that was $14.99. Where was the Forever? The Beatles Forever, this one. That sold to Fred Wink. Next was the one for Brent Rabley, which is the musician. And Paul Dead was $14.99. Okay. Next is the Beatles Rock and Roll Experience. That's a comic book. Part 1 of 8. I've got 2 of those, $9.99. And I have part 4 of 8 with a White Album looking cover going on there. That's $9.99. And these are really cool. These are posters. They're kind of like poster magazines. 24 posters. That was $9.99 for each one. Really cool posters in there. And we have a John Lennon tribute from when he died in 1980. That is $6.99, and that's actually from the Us magazine, a tribute to John Lennon, $6.99. How much was the George Harrison? The Rolling Stone magazine with George Harrison on the cover was $4.99. Fred wants Rock and Roll #1. Okay, so sell that to Fred Wink. Stacy also wants one. Stacy, do you want part 1 of 8? Do you want part 4 of 8? Or do you want both of them? If Stacy wants this one, it looks like Tony wants the White Album one. I've seen volume 1. I've maybe seen one others. I've never seen this one. And that's it. Let's go through those one more time before we take a break. It is 9 o'clock. So John Lennon tribute, $6.99. The Beatles posters, $9.99. There's the comics. I think those are probably sold. Let me lay those out. Give my regards to Broad Street. I can show those if anybody wants one or wants to see those. Welcome Back Beatles, $6.99. The Julian Lennon book, $9.99. TV Week, $4.99. Us with Paul Linda, that was $5. The Paul McCartney's Dead, $14.99. Motion Picture Magazine with Jackie Kennedy, $4.99. The Beatles Are Back, $6.99. And the Teen Life Magazine, $9.99. George Harrison sold. First, Stacy wants this one. The Beatles Experience, sell that to Stacy. Tony gets this one, the White Album looking one. And Mike McGinnis says George Harrison sold. Let me go grab that out of the other bin. Arm Lozelle wants Give My Regards to Broad Street Lobby Cards. Sell that to R.M. Lozelle. And the Beatles Are Back. Fred Wink. That's this right here. Sell that to Fred Wink. Chad, I'm going to keep all these sticker price. One, I just put them out here in the store. And I have a video for them out. And I have a post scheduled for in the morning to let everybody know these are out in the store if you want to come look at them. So, plus I really like that myself. That's pretty cool. So some of these, stuff like this, if it don't sell, if it's here in 6 months, 8 months, definitely a year, it will be going home with me. But this kind of stuff don't stay around too long. Original Beatles stuff gone. And there was one other that I showed earlier in the show, one of the big magazines, Life magazines, which they're always cool. All the articles, the advertisements. That is $19.99. That's the Beatles Life magazine. A shot there from '68. Chad says, I'll take it. I thought you would. Sell that to Chad Kerfoot. And Life. Was there any Stones? No, Brent, I think I saw where you were watching the video early this morning. If you didn't see in that video, that's all I have. I'm going to try to go through another tub tonight because I'm going to try to have a lot of this stuff priced and out. I need to have all this priced and out before Black Friday here in the store or anytime this week. So Brent Rabley wants the Life magazine. Need to finish your auctions. Yes. If anybody wants Santana, it's a $35 buy it now. No bid on that. And if anybody wants Billy Joel, it's a $75 buy it now. $75 buy it now. No bid on that. So $35 and $75. These are going back into the bins. We're going to take a break. We'll be back now at 9:35. I plan on doing vintage half off. I'll have some new vinyl deals, and we may go through. I've got 5 crates of new vintage arrivals that we didn't go through, but I have a lot of on sale stuff, and I don't know if John is working tomorrow, so we may need to keep these new arrivals for tomorrow night's show anyway. So he is working tomorrow, so we'll have plenty to show. Yeah, we definitely need to do a part 2, and we'll have a lot to show. So we'll be back tomorrow, we'll be back tonight about 9:35. 9:35. We'll start the stream back on sale. We'll be doing lots of deal making.